All right, so now we've got our next piece of paper. We're going to do a lot of the same steps. The only difference is when we had this one, we only want to make half of this. I'm going to go a little quicker too. I'm going to make this a little easier on everybody. So we're only going to do half this section. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our ruler, we're going to line it up on the side here, and we're going to mark 1.5 inches down again on the top. So I'm just marking 1.5 inches. I'm making sure as best as it can be that it's all lined up. I'm going to come over to this side. Again, I'm going to the edge of the paper, 1.5 inches down. All right, so since this is only going to be half the card, I only need to come down 4 inches rather than 8 inches for the next line. So once I get this line completed, I'm going to move my line down, or I'm going to move my ruler down 4 inches. So I come over here, put my 0 mark on the line, and I'm going to make a mark at the 4-inch mark. Slide my ruler over. I flip my ruler a lot, guys, if you notice. It's just easier for me. So I'm going to go ahead and mark 4 inches on that side as well, and then I'm going to connect these points. So that first line to the second line, there should be 4 inches in between them. That's going to be half of our distance. All right, now like I said, I want to make this easy, so I'm going to give you guys all of the measurements just really quickly. That way this doesn't take forever. So what we need to do is we need to make a mark at the 1-inch mark, 2-inch mark, 4-inch mark, 6-inch mark, and 7-inch mark. That's going to give us all of the lines that we need that are vertical. So I'm going to come up here, I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to put my 0 point on the edge of my paper and mark 1 inch, 2 inch, 4 inch, 6 inch, and 7 inch. Then I can go ahead and connect these. My outside 2 lines I want to be dark. I want those guys to be as dark as I can. It'll make it so that tracing this will be a lot easier when we put it underneath the other paper. All right, so those are really dark. The rest of them I'm going to keep a little bit light, especially these ones right now. I don't know where the beginning ends or begins, so I'm going to go ahead and keep all of these guys fairly light. There we go. I'm just using less pressure. All right, and then this one. Okay, and then I just have one more line to do, and that is this one right here. So I'm going to go down 1 inch from the first line that I made on both sides. I'm just going to mark 1 inch. And like the last one, I'm going to end up drawing a line in between this line and this line. So I'm just going to line these up. There we go. All right. So then I can press a little harder right here, and I'm just going to take and darken up these lines from that line down. Now that I have those, now that I know exactly where they're going to be, I'm just going to go ahead and darken these guys down. So I can go ahead and erase these parts right here. And I can actually start, this is the point now where I can actually start doing my design. If you mess up on this, or if this looks ugly, it's not a big deal as long as you have dark lines, because what we are going to end up doing is we're going to take and bring these over to a window, and we're going to lay these on top of each other. The very first one, I'm going to be able to trace this by just laying both of my papers on top of each other, and I can easily trace what's in here. So when I do my design, I can mess up as much as I want in here. I just want to make sure that it's dark enough so I can see my lines. And then what I'm going to do is once I've traced this one into this top section, I'm going to rotate this, and it's going to be off by a little bit. I'm going to have 1 inch, or I'm going to have 1/2 inch over here and 1/2 inch over here. But I'm going to line all my lines up, and I'm going to retrace it. That's kind of the traditional method that we're going to take, and I'll walk you through that now.